Welcome back. We're seeing a new world in Data Live, one which doesn't have half of its characters removed from the equation. Time is a fickle mistress, one that can be bent to our will by the power of gun. But I did question how far Data Live was going to get away from its core premise, and then the last episode kind of tilted it slightly. Shido starting again, going straight to the source this time. Stop it before it starts. So, let's see how this fun trip out can really go. When you've got powerful spirit that can remove things from existence itself. Might be slightly hard to please, especially when he's not the original. We'll see if he can differentiate himself from this Shin. To find out, we'll have to watch, so sit down, grab a drink. Let's begin. How will this change all the plans? Is she going to be receptive to the idea of going on a date in the midst of everything? She's the only one that hasn't had the joy of going out, unlike the rest of them. Answering a question with a question when you don't want to reveal certain answers. Well, there's a start. Giving him the time of day. So maybe this, it might be good for getting ready for the real deal. Once Shinji returns, at least. As long as Rene doesn't have a sun hat on during the date, might be going a bit far. But with the disaster that has kind of befallen them all in the previous few episodes, the fact that he can put on a straight face, play this role, get over the fact that he's just witnessed everyone that he knows and loves kind of, well, either be removed from existence or just die. Got to have some bloody strong internal resilience for that. Or be a complete psychopath. We've already got a character for that one. Is this still... okay. So, asking about the date, get a mind on something else, while also divulging everything that he knows to avoid the fate that has happened to them. For a second there, I was worried that Maria was listening in and working for the other side, kind of thing. And have that turned against them, yeah. To be fair, with her accepting it, considering how close they were, how long they spent together, the others should be relatively okay. What vent was she crawling around in to overhear this? She bugged him. Of course she bugged him. So taking it in their stride. Well, we've had trouble along the way. Their spirits and have had their lives uprooted. What's this just to add to the list? I mean, considering how they usually interact, wouldn't also going as one big ensemble, one group, also not really raise any suspicions? Well, who else is it going to be? Oh, look at that. We have this version. Good that she was the one that answered the call, I guess. Well, can you pass on a message as well once we're done? Considering, how much she's out to eliminate Mio and the spirit of origin. Doesn't seem too surprised by that. So, okay. Her very target itself. Putting on the strong font now. The only way to break that facade, the only way to cut through. Poor choice of words considering what happened, I guess. However, there is more that may be of use. Yeah, just knowing your fate probably isn't the best way to counteracting it. And can you get a top up of spiritual power, just in case he needs to leap back in time once more? Huh. Asking him for herself there. And the slow sink into the ground. One of the better exits from the scene, I guess. Is that... Oh, that's not... Hopefully not checking security cameras or anything. Ah, no time for rest at all. Good thing you had the one that is best at keeping secrets run into her. Is she going to be more upset that she's almost let it all slip and made her catch on, or the fact that she got caught so easily? It's like, oh, snacks? Yeah. Am I that predictable? Danger comes from all fronts, after all. Huh. Really putting in... Okay. Well, I guess she got the answer she wanted. Let's hope nothing else odd happens that might tip her off. Or even if it does, maybe that would be for the best. So now all he has to do is make sure that his collar is firmly done up if he doesn't try and get a whiff of his neck or anything. Surprised they didn't use any of this. I was going to say, like, what's the... My dad has these headphones which are on the bone instead of in the ear. So, same kind of concept around the neck? How good is the audio quality? And considering, well, if she's not aware of their plans or anything, does she have any countermeasures in here just in case they were to start acting untoward? An easy thing to do. She's not obsessed with anyone in particular. I didn't get to read the last one. Ah, I got to read the last one. And I see, are they voting on what they themselves would like to hear, or what they think would be best for... think is actually best for the situation? And who went for a certain undressing? They are as different as they are the same. And is he going to listen to any of this or go his own route? How could we tell? Is that real? There's a fine line between wit and calling HR. Yeah, I knew it. But still, he might not have any earbuds in, but he was still standing there for 2.5 minutes, unresponsive while they have their chit-chat. Is he planning to go somewhere? I don't believe they're going to be stopping off at the bakery or arcade or anything like that. Which means they have to do typical date stuff like, oh no, the impure. How preposterous this is. Because her heart belongs to him already, just in another form. Considering she also rebirthed him, kind of, yeah, I was about to say, kind of like a mother. Some unconditional love for him. Places that are They pulled an all-nighter just to actually come up with plans that wouldn't just satisfy themselves. Must have been a tough ask. I was going to say, was it places that Shinji and Mio actually went to? But no, they weren't together all that long. Huh. I mean, I have always heard that she needs a long rest. Does she understand the concept of sleep? Take a load off of her mind and shoulders. Spread some of that burden that she's been carrying for decades. For once, 3 doesn't seem too bad. But it depends on how it's, put across, I guess. I mean, there's sure not much else you can hide. They're about to dive in and stop this at any second. That she has, whether he's known it or not. How often in this episode are we going to get the full rundown, each of them having their own little input? Not really adding too much to the conversation. What kind of thing is she into? A bento. Oh, someone's not going hungry. Let's hope you can pack away that neck headset. I mean, if you're going in the bath, you're going in the bath. After they passed all of the important barriers, oh no. The cameras were shut off. Not to indulge in their own pleasures. I do like how... Oh yeah, he's in it for the pain and humiliation, not the rest of it. Ah, I see. He might have gone up in my estimations. It might be difficult for him to hold a conversation, especially now no one's feeding information into him. What made... I was going to say what made her join, but there you go. For looking after her for this long. I think without the interjection of those back on the ship, this might actually go better now. He does things best when it comes from his own heart. Some things you shouldn't pry into. And before that, if she'd be lying if she didn't say there was. Going to lay your heart bare? What were they like? What about the you of now? Also, was that water layer on the wrong layer for the spout for the bath? how is she going to feel about his reminiscing about, I'm guessing this is when he was reborn, kind of thing, / dying. Is this going to help ease her mind, despite everything that happened? It still came from a good place. Well, good there aren't any prying eyes or cameras. There'd be quite a few upset people back on the bridge. The divide between her playing the motherly role, one that has always been there on the lookout, protecting them, guiding them, and Mia, who's very protective in her own obsessive way. Is this... okay. So we can tell that the times of the fate and whatnot have turned before. Seeing how it went wrong once, now try again and we know the countermeasures. It's quite interesting, one that can rewind time and start again versus one that knows everything that has happened. And so if something changes, is oh, that's interesting. But I think walking, not really blindfolded, but blind on sand, you can kind of guess where you are. Once again, some nicely animated or simulated waves there. And hang on, we're just playing the outro right now, are we? Allowing ourselves just to have a moment of peace looking out onto the ocean. For us to immediately cut away and have a moment of peace looking out of the ocean. I did just look at the time and think, hang on, we've got through the entire episode already? Christ. And unlike this ending, it was actually her walking alongside him while viewing this. He may not have been the one that she was wishing for, but pretty damn close. Oh, how things can easily change when things are snatched away from you too quickly. The lengths that people can go to. And what I might have thought as strong imagery and whatnot before, now actually being brought back into the episode. I do like this, the fact you've got Shido going in on several fronts. One, to make sure that the future that we saw doesn't come to pass. But also, he has spent time with her throughout the series. Doesn't want things to go all too badly. Maybe, spending some time and having a date with her. isn't just about stopping and saving the world. But like I kind of alluded to during the episode, having Rene exude herself as that motherly figure in a time of need there. So, okay, let me just hold you again. Those hands were so kind after all. A very weird situation that she has put herself in. But I guess once all the memories of Shido are wiped clean, replaced with that of the original, I guess it won't matter too much. But considering that Kurumi now has to have the knowledge that she was killed by the one she was targeting delivered to her, I don't think she'd take it too badly because, well, I'm still alive now, but apparently I do die, which means something happened. Shido must have went back to change it. Okay, there's a way forward. Considering how we've seen Kurumi so far, I don't think this would be enough to just break her completely. Put a wrench in the plans of whatever's going on, sure, but don't break her. But yeah, Isaac always lingering on the sidelines, and of course now with constant knowledge of everything. Why not use that power, change up your battle plans, go against anything and then everyone? We're in for a good fight in the coming episodes, especially since what seemed to be a complete disaster for everyone involved, being in episode 7 and 8 and whatnot, now shifting along. Now we're getting to the real shit. Maybe another episode of Before the Storm, and then it all goes down. Are you ready for that? Because I'm not entirely sure I am. Because there's a few ways I can see this tying up, and not many of them are happy. Because Mio has to let go of what she's been fighting for, everything that she's done. She can't do that because, sunk cost fallacy and all that. Well, not fallacy, but sunk cost. All the spirits and whatnot aren't exactly just going to up and have a normal life after this, especially Toga, who doesn't really have a human life to go to. If Mio is taken out, what about Toga? What about spirit power itself? I don't think there's going to be a case where she accepts the loss and lets things carry on as they were and just takes another sideline as his de facto mother. Might be difficult to have that kind of family life once you've had a date with your own mum. Well, lots of things to think about. But I guess the main thing is, how did Origami contain herself when knowing that there was a naked Shido in the bath? Some mysteries will never be uncovered. But if you enjoyed this episode, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing so you don't miss out. Or jump onto my Discord for notifications and memes and all those good things. But for now, get yourself a bit of rest so I can see you for the next one.